If you're an investor, you're familiar with the concept of beta. It's a way to measure risk to make sure that your investment decisions factor in risk. A lot of people don't do this in investing. They go out and they take the 0% car loan and then invest the difference in that easy and guaranteed 8% stock market investment that, as we've seen in recent years, isn't really that easy and is far from guaranteed. But when it comes to the world of tax planning and immigration, there's a separate kind of beta that I've discovered after helping a number of people through some tough scenarios. I'm going to tell you exactly how it works in this video. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. Let's talk about the second citizenship beta. Now, people want second citizenships for a lot of reasons. We have so many videos on our channel about second citizenships. Some people just want an insurance policy they can put in their back pocket in case things get bad, in case policies change, in case taxes go up. Some people want to have it to give their kids more opportunities. They want to send their kids to a certain university at a low price. Other people want an active insurance policy that they want to get a second citizenship in their hands and then get rid of their current citizenship to save on tax or to feel more free. But what people rarely consider when it comes to second citizenship is beta. Okay? And here's how that works. I have worked with a number of people through our diagnostic process, people who come to us here at Nomad Capitalist. And we'll be working through this whole long diagnostic process, asking questions, posing scenarios, and we'll come around to the idea of, you know what might work for you? You'd probably get a pretty good return on investment by getting one of these citizenship by investment programs, where you make a donation, in the case of the Caribbean programs, $100,000, $150,000, and within a few months you get a passport, which allows you to immediately go out and do whatever you need to do to, again, keep more of your own money, increase your freedom, whatever your objective is. What happens with some folks, since we primarily work with people from the United States, Australia, et cetera, these folks, because they're from these, good countries with good passports, they get a little bit afraid of some of these programs. And I constantly deal with a lot of emotional issues that surround this. But what people don't realize when they say, you know what, let me pass on the passport I can get in 3 or 4 months. Let me get this other one more slowly. Let me get this quote-unquote real passport from a country that's not an island, is they're ignoring the concept of second citizenship beta. One thing that's constantly talked about in the armchair expat community and the internet forums is the Panama Friendly Nations visa. Now, I have no problem with Panama or the Friendly Nations visa. I think it's a pretty interesting program, and we've helped a couple people get it. I've worked with some people recently who have it, and it's great for what they're trying to accomplish. But what has been discussed, at least previously, is get the Panama Friendly Nations visa, be there like 1 day a year, and after 5 years you can apply for citizenship. Now, I've been saying for a couple years now that the bloom has basically been off the rose on this. It's become apparent that they're not really naturalizing anybody. I've known people who've lived there for 15, 16 years at this point, and they still can't get naturalized. Their application is still sitting on a desk somewhere. Now, where does the beta come in? The beta comes in the weasel words that are often used in the immigration community. Oh, after you're a resident of Panama for 5 years, you can apply to become a citizen by naturalization. And if you call a lawyer in Panama, as I always say, lawyers in Panama tend to promote, wait for it, Panama. They will use that weasel word of you can apply. Now, when I'm telling someone, hey, here's how the citizenship process works, I like to factor in the beta. What's the risk? What we found in Panama is you have a very high risk that you're not going to be naturalized. The end goal isn't to apply for citizenship. The end goal is to be a citizen. And so if you're the guy who I know who's been there for 15 years and you're eagerly awaiting that second passport in order to renounce, for example, and save some money, then every year that goes by, you're wasting money because you don't have that passport. And so what I would say is citizenship by investment, or in some cases, fast-track naturalization programs, what I call get paid for a passport programs, these offer more certainty. Because if you imagine a timeline, like an immigration timeline, like anything else, the longer that passes, the more risk that's involved. Imagine you go out and you buy a brand new car. That brand new car is pretty unlikely to break down the day you drive it off the lot. That's why the manufacturer has a warranty. But after 1 year, the risk increases. After 5 years, the risk increases a lot. When that car is 20 years old, you might as well forget it. That car is going to be breaking down all the time. Same with our human bodies, right? I mean, as we get older, our bodies tend to break down. And the same kind of principle works in immigration. The reason I'm not suggesting anyone move to Switzerland to become a citizen is not only that they have to live there and pay a bunch of taxes and learn the language and integrate, it's just a very complicated process, but 12 years is a long time for things to potentially change. Who knows what could happen in the next 12 years, particularly in a direct democracy like a Switzerland. Who knows what could happen where they say, you know what? Now it's 20 years because we're tired of these other countries. They're bringing in these immigrants. We don't want that here. Change the rules. I've seen it happen so many times. We talk about Georgia a lot. Georgia went through and changed the rules, and people who are on the ground that I know in the business told me that Georgia is tired of people from what they consider undesirable countries coming and becoming citizens in 6 years. So now they changed it to 10 years. Doesn't matter that you're not the undesirable one. They changed the rule, and now you're going to suffer. And so that whole, in the case of Georgia, it was that 6-year timeline where you had to hope they didn't change something. I'm not here promoting citizenship by investment. I'm not here promoting fast-track naturalization. Your objectives are yours, and that's why we do a diagnostic process, because maybe you don't even need a second passport. Maybe you've just been sold on this idea that you need one, but you actually don't need one. But for many people who do need one, especially those people who need a second passport to save money, a program like a citizenship by investment is really not a donation in my mind. It is the price you pay for certainty. The certainty that as long as you're not a leper and you're not a murderer, they're probably going to grant your citizenship, 99 times out of 100. If you're a decent human being, you're going to get a citizenship that then allows you to do what you need to do. And what people get afraid of is they say, let me do that slower option that's 3 years, and I'll just get naturalized, and it'll be so nice. But again, a lot can happen in that 3 years. Laws can change, and in the meantime, you're not getting the benefits. What intrigues me about markets and about investing is that markets love certainty. There was chatter in 2008 before Obama got elected in the United States that was, talking about how the market doesn't want Obama. Oh, we hope Obama. We hope that he's gonna, So a lot of people were freaked out about Obama, and the day after Obama won, and the week after Obama won, somehow there was like a sense of certainty. And there was a sense of calm because of that certainty. That, you know what, we may not like it, but at least we know what we're dealing with now. At least we can prepare for it. I guess the same thing probably happened with a lot of these companies that weren't sure how Trump was going to govern in the United States. So certainty is important. Citizenship by descent programs that you get through your grandparents, some of them are pretty darn reliable. We've done the UK, we've done New Zealand, we've done Ireland. Those are pretty straightforward. Others, they're always throwing a curveball at you. You never know until you file. When someone comes to me and says, I want to get Polish citizenship for my grandfather, it's like, we got to just do it. And if your goal is to get this passport in hand quickly, I wouldn't rely on it. So what I want you to focus on when you're looking at a second passport strategy is not cost, but return on investment. It's a tough thing to do, especially when it comes to, hey, your best investment is spending $100,000 plus costs. I understand that's painful. I've been there. But if you focus on the ROI and you focus on the added value of removing risk, removing the idea that you're having certainty. You're not waiting around to see what some government officials are going to do in the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years. It makes you consider things in a bit more perspective, that it's not just the cost, it's the risk and it's the return that are important when it comes to second passport.
Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus, traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6 or 7 figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.